Hello, guys. Welcome to the match reaction episode on Footy Weeks. Footy Weeks, really. My name is Elisa Anthony, and it's a full house. We're here to react to the match, the Charity Shield, the cotton raiser of the season, which was between Manchester United and Manchester City. It's good that we have a Manchester United fan and also a pseudo Manchester City fan among us. What's up, Damini? How you doing? What's up,
I'm
Wasil? What's
good.
up,
I'm good.
TJ?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Good
How
to
you
be on the
doing?
show today. Yeah. And also, it was good having a time out with the Chelsea fans yesterday, analyzing Maresca's chances for the upcoming season and looking at how Chelsea would fare in the next coming season. And in case you've not seen that, you could just check out on our YouTube channel and see the video. Help us to like it so that we can, grow this community. But here, today we're here to react to the Charity Shield, Manchester City, or the Charity Shield champions. Let's say it that way. And, I was seeing it today that they've lost 3 straight Charity Shield games at Wembley. Today, if they had lost it, it would have been a 4th straight defeat. But they came back, they rallied back despite Garnacho's goal in the 81st minute thereabout. Man City were able to rally back to, draw the game and take it into a penalty. And it's a pity was you left us. But it's all good. Damini, how did you feel? How did you feel being the Man City fan? Seeing Manchester United, it's deja vu, the FA Cup final again. But how did you feel, Man City coming back into that game, nicking one back to ensure they forced it into penalty?
Yeah, I felt. To be fair, I think the one thing that I noticed, especially when I saw the lineup, I was like, "Here we go again." Pep is never taking this thing seriously. He just uses it as some form of way to just appease the boys that will not play when the season actually starts. And he did it again. We had 3, 4 academy boys stepping in. To be fair, I expected more sort of dominance from Man City. I didn't see that. I think the one shining light though is Doku probably heard me last season because I kept on insulting the boy that I wasn't doing anything. So today he turned up. That one I was impressed. That nutmeg on Dalo was so sweet. I was vex, but it was a really fun one. To be fair, there were some few times where they were always on the attack, but then I think the one thing where I noticed with Ten Hag is I think when they grow into games, Man U is very, very scary. If they have a proper 9 in front of them, which I don't think they would ever have a proper 9 because I don't know why they are buying every other position except a 9. They can play some good football. But, it was a good match. It was a good match. I was happy it got to pens and we actually won. We saw some of the semantics from Onana. I don't know who he thinks he is, but he needs to relax. My major takeaway though was Haaland is again, this is a bit bold and most people will not expect this, but Haaland was very useless in this game. I feel like if you don't have the likes
To be fair, he was pedestrian. Yeah,
he was very useless in this game, even in terms of carrying defenders away like he should have. He didn't have that effect today. I don't know if that was the Johnny Evans and Martinez masterclass. I don't know. I don't think Johnny Evans is that guy. But hey, if that was the case, then fine. But yeah, Thailand wasn't in today's game at all. Maybe that's why Doku probably tried, and that's my own opinion. But happy for the win. Like Akanji said, we were drunk last time. Now we're serious. So here we are.
Seriously, I pick no offense to that statement because I see a bit of cockiness, really, in my personal opinion. Because I see these Pep boys, they are beginning to, they're beginning to show as if, come on, nobody can do. Why would you come up with such a statement to say the last time you guys were at the Wembley Stadium to play the FA Cup final against Manchester United, you guys were drunk? Who cares? Manchester United took the day and they won.
Honest.
You know what?
They had won the league, so they had nothing. They had celebrations in them. So it's been honest.
And again, remember, that was the first time. That was four in a row. Never been done
Well,
before.
for me, that's not an excuse. Manchester
Yeah,
United did the job them that day, the FA Cup final, and the won. And
yeah.
for me, this echoes to me really. I take it personal. The statement Rodri made when they won the Premier League the last day against Aston Villa, saying Arsenal fans or Arsenal players don't have the mentality to win. See, I just feel you need to be
But it's the
magnanimous in
truth.
victory. No, but you just have to be magnanimous in victory. You've won,
Yeah.
you've won. Just keep it on the low. You don't have to come out and keep saying all that kind of rubbish, in my own personal opinion, though. But it's a
You
pity
know what's funny?
Wasu,
If you go and look at when De
Wasu
Bruyne
left.
entered the pitch, so I just want to add this. If you look at when De Bruyne was entering the pitch, you could see from his body reaction, he was like, why am I here? Like, so you're right, there's some level of cockiness. And I just hope Pep is able to get rid of it. If not, they will
Yep,
not win anything
yep.
this season.
Yeah, it's a pity Wasu left. Wasu's a Manchester United fan, but we have another Manchester United fan on the show. Margaret, how
Yep.
you doing? Making your debut on FootyWit Football Channel. Let's have your say. What's your reaction? How did you feel today's game? Seeing Manchester United, taking the lead or took the lead at the 88th minutes thereabouts, and we were thinking Manchester United could pull this through, and all of a sudden Man City pegged one back and took it to the penalties, and they won. What's your take? How do you feel as a Manchester United fan?
Hi guys, good evening. Good evening, Damini. I had to greet you first because we played this afternoon. And TJ, good evening from I don't know wherever you guys are from, but
TJ
from
is a
Nigeria.
Chelsea
Yeah, good
fan.
evening. Uh,
TJ is a Chelsea fan.
is what? Oh,
He's a Chelsea
oh,
fan.
I see.
Good evening, Margaret.
Okay, all right. This is what happened. Do you see? I think what happened today, taking a lead, and United couldn't hold up to 10 minutes. It says, I mean, we've all seen the reason why we're going all out for defenders to get the ball back. It's because of that particular thing, leaking in goals, unnecessary goals, and not being able to hold on to lead for some few minutes or for few minutes, yes. Because United were playing from the first from the beginning of the game till that 86 minutes, or no, sorry, it's either 83 or 84, the 80 something minutes when Garnacho scored that goal when he came in. But all of a sudden, we allowed City to come back into the game. We couldn't hold on to the game. So that is why we're going all out. I am not really going to say anything so much about it because one, it is yeah, it is a competition, but it is not what we have to pay much attention on it because we have a match, the first league game of the season. But then I'm going to pick out things from against City. I saw some glimpse of hope from Ahmad, and we'll see that okay, Ganacho will definitely resume from where he stopped last year. So there is hope, but then also
I think
defense.
the network.
United
Okay,
midfield needs to
okay,
be
we can still
addressed
hear you.
ASAP, or
Okay.
else it's going to be something else.
Okay. So that's we lost you a bit there because of network connectivity, I guess. But at least we're able to pick out some of the things you were saying that has to do with you were looking at the positives in the game because yes, it's good not to just concentrate on the negative and decide to leave the positive. Yeah, Ahmad had a good show. And also, I think Bruno Fernandes also had a good show. Looked like a
Yeah,
new
she also
player,
mentioned
a reborn
Ganacho.
player.
That Ganacho just
Yeah, and
continued
also
from where he left off.
Yeah, and also Ganacho. Ganacho also, continued from where he left off. But a bit of worry here, and it's a pity. Margaret is the only Manchester United fan currently. I just want you to touch base on Rashford. What's the problem with Rashford? Because today he looked jaded. He looked a bit out of sorts. He looked like he didn't want to play, or his head was not there. My personal opinion, and I stand to be corrected. It seems he has dipped. Should ETH be worried about? Should ETH be worried about Rashford? Margaret, I don't know if you can hear me. Whoa, okay. I think the
I don't
network
know
is
if she's
crazy.
on. She's
But
speaking, but she's on
but
mute
yeah,
at the moment.
it's breaking. Okay, that's what she's saying. It's breaking.
Oh,
But I
wow.
think it's a connectivity with us here in Nigeria. Now, wow. But let me just throw that open to you guys. I don't know any takers. I don't know if
Yeah.
someone can
So
counter what I'm saying, or I'm saying something wrong. Rashford, the body
no, we are
language, the
not.
performance wasn't there.
So in my own
Yeah,
opinion, to be
TJ.
very honest, I think it's past his time. Like Dr. Rashford is done, so he should go to another club. I'm being honest here.
Wait, how
Dr.
old
Looking
is
at
Rashford,
Dr.
Rashford?
Rashford.
I don't
that he should go to another club. He's not cut out for it, except he can
Rashford is
steal something.
26 years old,
He,
though.
he has been dropping. Like even when he had his mad season, like that was 2 seasons ago when he had this series where he was so hot, like scoring back to back games, and everybody was like, "Wow, Rashford everywhere and there." But you could see it clearly last season. Even the whole should I say the whole what's the word I'm looking for now? That passion or whatever, or that drive that he had, it has dipped like tremendously, and it's not something he's looking to pick up. If I'm being honest, I know often at times they say Man U players are usually suffering from some personal issues in their life. They said Marshall, the breakup with his wife, stuff like that. Every one of them, they usually have cases that they are treating. They have something disturbing them. So it could be going through something of sorts. Maguire had something also, so it could be going. I'm not trying to bant. I'm just being honest. So it could be going through something of sorts. So if you just find somewhere better, he could pick up himself and reignite his
But I
career.
actually do not think. Hello, TJ. I do not think so. What I feel Rashford needs right now is that confidence. He needs the confidence, his confidence back.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
about him going through anything. Maguire also at a point, we all wanted him. United fans wanted him out of the club. We were like calling him names, abusing him, but he keeps on believing, he keeps on doing his thing. And today, we saw what last season Maguire tried. So I don't know whatever personal reason they should keep it aside. What Rashford needs right now is that confidence, and they should just stop. The fans should stop going. Try to abuse him, try to call him names. You see that Rashford will come good.
Exactly.
To be very honest, if you want to contend for the title, to be very honest, bench that guy or loan him out.
So I think in terms of today's game, when it comes to United players, the people that actually had chances was Bruno, Ahmad, and Rashford. Hope you know it's those three.
Yes.
Bruno scored a goal offside. Ahmad had like 2 or 3 brilliant,
And he made some
touches.
passes. He made some long calls.
Ahmad was reminding me of a bit of Saka today. Like I was like, I've seen this before. This is some Saka moves. Then with this chap, Rashford hit the bar. Rashford gave Scott McTominay an assist where I don't know what the
he should have buried. To be sincere, he should have buried that ball. Really,
I don't know what McTominay was doing with that ball. So I feel like, to be fair, Rashford, there's something you call him Dr. Rashford. I feel like he's now suffering from his past success because his name is Rashford, not Dr. Rashford. But at some point, he was so hot that they decided to give him an MBE and think that would keep him on that momentum. Normally, in your career, you have dips. Look at Mbappe. Mbappe is easily top 5 best players in the world. Look at him in Euros. Rubbish. Nonsense. Are you going to question Mbappe? You dare not. Rashford is just he's a victim of his own success and just happens to be English. Depay had a worse career. People don't call Depay out. Depay was let go from Atletico Madrid as a free agent. Do you know what it means for you to be let go as a free agent? When you are still turning up? Come on. But because Rashford is English, because Rashford is black, Because Rashford plays for
No.
Manchester United. He's the
Let's look
scapegoat.
at the hype
It
around
comes with the
Rashford now,
territory.
when
It
he
comes with
started
the,
his career.
it comes with the territory.
It
Let's
comes
look
with
at the hype.
territory.
Let's look at the hype when he started his career now. You can't be
Oh, we're
comparing.
saying the same thing
Now,
now.
so this is
the
something
hype
now.
that
Look at
wounded him.
Mbappe. Mbappe
Because he's
cannot
just
flunk out
26.
an
This boy
entire
is just
season. Even when
26.
Messi left Barcelona and he went over to PSG in his first season, initially his first few games, everyone was already dragging him, but he picked up. He was
Who is
making
this?
assists. Messi, when he left Barca for PSG.
Ah, wow, we they
No,
compare
I'm not
like for
comparing.
like.
I'm not comparing. I'm just
We
trying
dey
to say
carry
that
bazooka.
that you could give, but then in as much as it's in you, you could pick up just as easily.
No, nah, you can't compare Messi to Rashford,
But
bro. That's a
No, I'm
very
just trying to
funny
say, even
comparison.
with Mbappe flunking, he can't flunk for an entire season and you won't feel his impact. It's not possible.
Yeah,
So
but
with the way
bro,
we carried Rashford then, you should be able to keep it on that pedestal. Even
but
Saka
bro, before
cannot
last season, Rashford had a good season before that. You couldn't pinpoint Rashford as the problem of Manchester
the
2
season
seasons
before
ago.
that, it was after this competition, this
And you know,
international
Rashford is
after
a
international break,
winger.
he
He's a
picked up.
winger slash
Initially
central
before then,
forward. Though.
initially before that mid-season was when he picked up. That 2 seasons ago.
He still picked up
Mid-season was when he
now.
picked
Eh,
up.
now. So he will still pick up. I feel like
He's not
Rashford
going
had
to
a
pick
very
up.
good game today, man. I feel like
Garnacho is the man
he's
for me.
a he's the no. So you see, Garnacho
They
is a
should build the team around
different.
him.
You see, you can't. Bro, Garnacho turned 20 2 days ago. We're going to have the same problem all over again. That's the problem. You keep giving these small kids so much burden to carry. By the time they're actually reaching their prime, which is 27, not everybody's a Bellingham. Again, see Bellingham right now. I just hope. I'm happy that I didn't come near England. Because in Spain, you can hide from certain things. Rashford is just a victim of his own success. Honestly. And with that,
but I
it would always want him.
okay.
It would always want him.
Well, I understand. I agree with you. But I feel at times players, go through that, go through that deep. And I think Rashford, Manchester United is a very big club across the world, not just in
Yep.
England. And
Yep.
he has to fill those boots. He has to come to the party. He has to show, he has to work. He has to earn his corn. He has to be able to show the fans. Because I know I'm not a Manchester United fan, but looking at that game today, if I were to be a Manchester United fan, I will be pissed. I'm not saying, and it's not taking anything away from who Marcus Rashford is or what he has done. I just feel he needs to step up. He's one of the senior players in that team, if I'm not mistaken, because he's one of the longest serving player in that team. And he could possibly also be the captain of that team. If we were to use the metrics some managers use, that the longest serving players are equally the captain. Rashford should be wearing the armband now. So he should take a bit of leadership in doing whatever he needs to do and step up his game. I agree with Margaret as well. You cannot just, he's putting in effort. But just to segue a bit, also Margaret, I don't know if you can hear me. Manchester United is going through, which I'll now come to Chimamaka, you can also come and chip in. Manchester United is going through a rebuild process now. We see what's happening, the technical team, bringing new managers, the former Go Eagles manager, and also bringing Van Nistelrooy to work along with Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag, yes, has been demoted. That's the right word to use. He's been demoted. He's now the head coach. And we could see, for me, I pointed back to the last 4 games Manchester United played in the EPL last season. If you notice, there was a bit of change in what they did. And that was what led to the victory in the FA Cup final. Margaret, do you see this change taking Manchester United into this season to be able to compete, make the top 4, or possibly contend for the EPL title? I hope Margaret can hear us. Chimamaka, you can address that.
Oh, good to be back again. So I've been seeing the roasting on Manchester United, and actually it sounds beautiful to me, if I must say. I only wish I started it off with you guys. Well, going down to your question, Well, Eric Ten Hag, they didn't have a pretty bad game as such, if I must say. But I think because they defeated Manchester City in the last their last game, they felt it would be a ride in the park. At some point, at the 80 something, I think at 80th minute, they felt it was that way till Bernardo Silva's equalizer. But going back to your question, I see Manchester United with Eric Ten Hag at the helm. Yeah, like you said, he's been demoted, not taking full responsibility of so many positions there, just being the head coach now as it stands. I think it is less burden on him to deliver, but the truth there is he would only need players who have the right mindset to want to play for him. You talked earlier about Marcus Rashford. Rashford has had a terrible season last season. We are celebrating Rashford, I think, 2 seasons back. Now, in today's game, I wouldn't, if I'm going to rate him over with 100%, I'll put him at 50 or 45%, truthfully, because we have seen better days with Rashford. We have seen better days with Rashford. Like Damini said, he's actually soaked in his glory days, which he has not been able to replicate in over 365 days, and it's becoming a problem. Let's be frank with each other. We've known Rashford to be better than what he is today, but with what he's doing, I don't know. But as a team in general, Manchester United, I see them as a team that would struggle to grind up results, but eventually will nick the top 6 spots for next season because they brought in 2 defenders. I don't know if it adds beauty
One
to their.
one is injured already, by the way.
One already. Oh, amazing!
Uh-huh.
So
But they've confirmed
That's Euro.
They've confirmed Delete and Nazuri. What is that boy's name?
yeah. So I don't
Yeah, the
know
Bayern
what
Munich right
additional
back.
these guys. I don't know what these guys are going to add to this team. If you ask me, I don't know. Because when the old boys there are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, is it these new ones who wants to come and do it? Let's not forget Sancho is back in that squad. We have the same Bruno Fernandes, who, in my opinion, was average last season. The exceptional players they had last season was literally Garnacho and the Kobe Menu. The rest of them, I don't know where they came from. So I still see them struggle
Forgot to
this
mention
season, if you
Pokoli.
ask me. You said?
Forgot to mention Pokoli.
Sorry, who spoke Lee? So, just for our audience to understand, who spoke Lee?
Anthony. Oh, no. You see. I didn't even mention his name because, bro, if you watched, okay, I placed a bet last season with a Manchester United fan. I told them that Chelsea would finish ahead of them at the end of the season. Not because I had so much hope in Chelsea. I knew we didn't have a squad, or we had a squad, we didn't have players to deliver. But at the end, it happened. It only tells you that, bro, it's still the same squad. Let's be frank with each other. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what Ten Hag is going to add. Mr. Roy, I don't know what he's going to add to this team. They need, as it stands presently, they need Jesus, bro. Else, nothing will work for them.
Sorry, I want to add something. I beg.
No, I just want us to do a bit of disclaimer. These are Chimamaka's thoughts, and it's not funded or fueled by anybody. Purely Chimamaka's thoughts. And no, seriously, because we're going to clip this, and when Manchester United tends to do well this season, we're going to play this back to you. So we use it as a troll.
I would. Okay, hold on. I understand you now. But let me add this.
Yeah.
I'll add this. But since it's my thoughts, let me add this so that the thought will be completed. Now, by the end of this new Premier League season, if Manchester United doesn't make their so-called goal, which is making the top 4, I believe you are going to post this my comments more than 20 times on every social media platform. He literally needs Jesus to make the top 4, and I'm being very frank with you.
It's a bet. It's a bet. We can pump fist. It's a bet. You can see my camera. I'm pump fisting. Yeah.
You know what? I want to just add is. Sorry, I want to add.
Sorry, let me just. We have Robbie.
Oh, Margaret is back. Okay, Man U fan, please speak.
We have Robbie. Robbie also is a Manchester United fan.
Hey, Robbie.
He's joining us for the first time.
Sorry, Robbie is egg. Our egg. Robbie is our egg.
Robbie is wearing Dortmund jersey.
Say no to bad advertisement. Good evening. Good
So
evening, guys. Good evening
so
to
Robbie, before you talk,
Damini. Okay, good evening to TJ and everybody.
Robbie, before you talk, please
Yeah.
let me just do
Yes.
a background
Okay.
introduction. You saw Margaret, so that the other guys will understand where Margaret is talking from.
We
So
are
Robbie and Margaret, they know each other. They
Okay.
are colleagues. So Robbie has always been slagging ETH and don't support this Manchester United
we are
current.
we're
So
speaking
I think
our language.
that's where the X came from. So I just needed to do that introduction, show you to understand. So Robbie, the floor is yours. What's your take on today's game? Because we'll soon round up this episode. What's your take on today's game?
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. It's good to be on the program. I think for today's game, my own comments are really not so much. I think for both teams, they really did not take this one match. Well, we can't call it a tournament. I really don't think that both teams actually took this game seriously. Looking at the kind of players they fielded, most especially Manchester City. By the end of the day, City actually came out on top because they looked like as if they knew what they wanted and they understood the implication of this victory going into the rest of the season. For United, I think the problems still persist for the team, despite the fact that they are busy chasing every player, just like Chelsea are doing. It's just that Chelsea are chasing and they are spending the money. United are chasing and not are more or less speaking English. Instead, forward, United will still have the same problem when the season begins officially next week, Friday. United might win against Fulham, but I believe that United will struggle to win that game against Fulham because the truth of the matter is, what exactly is the style of play of this team? What is Eric Ten Hag trying to communicate to the players? At this point in time, having spent about 3 seasons at the club, do they think United should actually try and get answers to? Lastly, before I drop the mic, looking at Jordan Sancho's body language going into that penalty kick, it was more or less a case of how far, who is going to play? Nobody. Jordan, you are next, go and take the kick. Jordan, you are next, go and take the kick. But I'm not ready for it. Go and take it. So we don't actually have an embarrassing face to the rest of the world asking United, you are United, you are up next, who is going to play it? And he just went there and just kicked the ball for kicking sake. And look at the result of what happened. Secondly, you send Johnny Evans for a team that wants to attack fourth spot, for a team that believes that this season they probably might want to give their fans something to think about in terms of, even if they don't win the title, push Manchester City all the way, or Arsenal in this case, all the way for that title. Make it harder for them to win, make the English Premier League much more interesting. You sent Johnny Evans to the penalty spot. From his stance alone, it was so visible that this man probably doesn't even take spot kicks at training, because he was more or less trying to pluck airpiece out of the sky with how he skied the ball over the goalpost. And like I said, you really don't want to
Robbie,
put
easy.
this kind of stuff going into a major tournament. So, like I said, I think overall for United, next week, we'll get to see if they are serious about this season and how quickly they can complete those transactions they are looking at the transfer market. They want Matis Delete, let them pay the money. They want Mazrui, let them pay the money. They want Ugarte. It looks like it is
Sorry.
yes today, no tomorrow, and so on and so forth. So I think after next week, we'll get a proper facelift of what United are trying to cook. Thank you.
Please,
And that
I
was
want to
really
quickly say
tough from
something.
Robbie.
I
Yep.
think this is one of the problems we're having. Before before the season starts, we already have some people, some pundits, some analysts already analyzing United failure. This is community shield we're talking about here. It's more like the first game of the season. You don't use the first game of the season to judge the coming season. To judge what the next 36 games. No, this is just one out of 37 we're talking about here. But okay, John Evans, when he scored, he went to take the penalty and he did not score. Are you not going to now say, oh, because of that he did not score, United are going to have a bad season? No, I think we should also need to look at the good side. look at some positive, take out some positivity from this game. We're talking about two teams here playing. There's definitely going to be a winner and there's definitely going to be a loser. You don't expect the two teams to win. So United, you check ball possession, fine. I know that people say that it's possession trophy or wins. Yes, we all know that. But at first, let's just try to give this team some flour, their own flour. They need it. That will definitely boost the team. When players get to read, get to listen to analyzing their failure before the season begins, it's not encouraging at all.
Yeah. Margaret, I understand. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. And on one side, I also understand what Robbie is saying, because you just have to look at both sides. And I feel, if I'm to say something, what the assertion both of you are having is to push Manchester United forward. Damini, the floor is open. So
I
you're the
want to ask
Manchester
just one
fan. What do you
question,
have to say?
I want to ask one question. So, what was Fernandez playing number 9 for today? You spent money to buy a striker. You not kept the striker on the bench the whole match. To do what? He will not come and play against Fulham with no sort of preparation.
No,
Margaret, I
funny
understand
thing.
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying perfectly. But at the same time, Omar Robbie is preaching the gospel. He's preaching the gospel.
But funny thing, I heard they want to use Bruno and someone else up front this season. I've forgotten the other guy. But they want to try them for
But
9.
Garnacho played right wing today, by the way.
Yes,
Again, I
and
can't.
he did well.
I was very impressed with Garnacho.
That's the only guy I want Chelsea to just.
I'm very biased when it
If we
comes to
can steal
Garnacho.
him, I don't mind.
Robbie, welcome. It was good to actually hear you and hear your views on Manchester United. I was very happy that you cooked your team as well. True. It was beautiful to hear it coming from a Manchester United fan, if I must say the truth. Well, it's good you know your problems. It's good you have an idea of what the issues are. And it's good that you are looking to see solutions to addressing these issues. So, me as a non-Manchester United fan, I'm with you on this. I'm with yourself and Margaret on this. But Margaret, coming back to you, you said we shouldn't judge Manchester United by the Community Shield, right? Nobody's judging them by Community Shield. What we are talking about is what we saw from last 2 seasons that transcended into last season. And by the special grace of God, it has started with the new season. So it just reminds me of Arsenal of then, when they will come in and tell you, we played this, we played beautiful football and this and this. At the end of the whole day, they will tell you, don't worry, better luck next season. So I think that's the same card Manchester United is playing until they get things right. United struggled all through last season. Let's be frank with each other. Even if they were better than Chelsea. But at the end of the season, Chelsea even nicked them up the top spots or their top spots. And if you were complaining about Manchester United not judging them or not giving them or giving them flowers now, when their so-called good heads are not having good heads on their shoulders, what else do you have to say? You talked about having to spend money. Chelsea's buying this. As it is Chelsea's problem. If they have to implode, let them implode. Manchester United have to go and do their own too, to see either they are going to implode or excel. So as it stands, as a football lover, we are only waiting to see where the middle of the season will take us to, and the end of the season for Manchester United. They had a good game today, below 45%, which is normal. So to me, 45% is a pass mark for United now until they get things right. Other than that, I'm sorry.
Well, these Chelsea fans, they're just talking so much nowadays. Wow.
Well,
I
Sorry, my
actually want to
network
say
was.
Coming from you,
No,
Damini.
sorry. We just need to wrap up. We just need to wrap up because of time and because of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
we don't
I really
exceed.
wish
But
I
for
wanted
me,
to say something.
I oh, you actually want to say something, but let's keep the thoughts. Let's keep the thoughts because I know there are other match reactions that will come up. We're looking at the season starting on Friday. Manchester United against Fulham. I don't know who's at home, if it's away for Manchester United or at home for Manchester United. And also to wrap up the game week one, it's a mouth-watering clash between Chelsea and Manchester City, and we'll be having a match reaction as well for that game at the end of that game, which is next week Sunday. But it's nice doing this with you guys. I know the network is a bit haphazard, but we hope to stabilize and get everything back to normal and hope we love doing what we keep doing. But thank you guys. Robbie, I know you came in late, but thank you very much. Damini, thank you. TJ, thank you. Chimamaka, thank you. And we'll get kicking and we'll be back some other time. Peace.
Margaret, thank you too.